Choke, no joke, no joke, no joke, no joke.
My name is Derek Turton, AKA Chef Teach. I'm the owner and the founder of the world famous House of Mac, Miami, Florida. This is my story from my mouth.
Check it out. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes. DJ S&S the great. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. Best day of my life, no sleep all night. Broke day for weeks, my cash was right. My capo tight, take our loot, unite. 23-hour shifts had to see loot like Mike. Cash lovely, yeah, Dougie. How could this day get so ugly? Wifey bout to pop like some bubbly. Yo, through those 9 months, you really bugged me. Felt like a star, cop first car. Get up with the guard, what it is, baby paw. He about to cop a van, get up with our mans. Before we reached our low spot, toes blam. Unaware what happened, discussing and clapping. It wasn't loud, ain't shit gonna happen. Me being stupid instead of getting it moving. This nigga kept chefing like the woo one. Then we heard a knock, no one knew of this spot. 6 niggas in the spot, 6 niggas not. Ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. I'm in the precinct all damn even. This good cop, bad cop shit got me steaming. No, I was caught.
What were your early struggles as a manager, and how did you overcome them?
I mean, my early struggles as a manager that was definitely my first rodeo when I managed Pitt. I was the first artist I ever managed. And on top of that, you know, he was like a UFO, right? Like a Cuban from down south that's comfortable speaking Spanish on a record. And you know, with music, if they can't put you in a category or a box, they don't understand it. So we literally had to go and carve out a lane and create a lane. And you know, the biggest challenge was just trying to get people to see what I saw at the time, right? Like, you know, I'm trying to explain to people like, you know, I'm seeing this shiny diamond and they just seeing whatever they were seeing. They just ain't understand it. So, I mean, I think that was my biggest challenge in the beginning, just like resilience and just trying to just make people understand what the vision was.
And how would you say you overcame that?
Not taking no for an answer. Just that's where the Brooklyn kicked in. You know what I'm saying? No. I mean, you know, that's where all of the Brooklyn kicked in, and you know, I mean, just that New York. You know, that I'm not taking no for an answer. And well, let me backtrack a little bit, right? So when I came home from prison, right, I came home as a felon, right, and the biggest challenge with that is like, you know, even though you paid your debts to society, society wants you to pay that debt for the rest of your life, right? So my first lesson in that was that every time I kept running my Social Security number for a job, it kept coming back I was a felon and I kept getting denied. And then I realized that, okay, this is not working out. They do background checks on Social Security numbers, but they don't do background checks on tax ID numbers. So that was kind of like my first, I became an entrepreneur because I didn't want to keep going through what I was going through with that. And then so like one of my accounts that I had back then, they wouldn't hire me as an individual, and they came back around and hired my company, and not only hired my company, gave me all these plaques and like all of these, you know, commendations and all that. So I was like, all right, the system is broken, and if I wouldn't have found an alternate route to get that done, it wouldn't have happened. So that got instilled in me earlier on. When I started working with Pitt, I saw what I saw. I just felt like people didn't see what I seen. So persistence is what kind of pushed us through that, because I had to just, even though they was, you know, I was times I went to the barbershop and dropped off CDs, and I come back and, you know, the CDs is in the garbage, and, you know, like, had to press dudes, and I had to, and it's funny because, like, when we popped up, the same dudes who was throwing the CDs in the garbage was the same, yo, you think you could come to my birthday party, you think? You know what I mean? So I just had to learn the ways of men. I just had to figure out the psychology, all of this stuff, and I just had to just push. I just wouldn't take no for an answer.
That's good. So, did you have people that doubted you as a manager that were close to you?
Well, I wouldn't say doubted me as a manager. I think it was a lot of people, like I would go to Brooklyn and dudes like, yo, why you, like I remember I worked for, before I started managing Pitt, I used to do street team work in Miami. So I remember having this long conversation with Sean Perez at Bad Boy, because Bad Boy was my account. And, you know, like I just always shot, I've always been somebody like with integrity, right? Like when things started picking up with Pitt, and I felt like I wasn't giving other artists like 100%, I was like, yo, I gotta focus on this over here, right? So I remember having a conversation with Sean Perez where I was telling him, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm gonna hold this down for you till you find somebody that could do this, but I'm about to jump on the road with homie because I think this is it for me. And he was like, yo, you gonna stop working for Bad Boy to go work with a new artist? I'm like, yeah, like my gut telling me this is what I need to go and follow. And I don't think it was necessarily, I wouldn't call it doubt, but I just think like, I think the challenge with a lot of people is stepping outside of a comfort zone. And I was getting that steady Bad Boy check for a long time. And, you know, it was prestigious and like, you know what I mean? It was, you know, at that time, like, you know what I mean? Like you repping Bad Boy, you repping, you know what I'm saying, all these different labels. It was a prestigious situation. And he didn't understand like why I would walk away from that. But like for me, it was just more just stepping outside of my comfort zone. I don't think he totally understood that at that moment. But then I remember walking the red carpet with Pitt and Puff, and then walking next to Prez. He's like, damn, bro, you know what I mean? And it's just like, so, you know, hey champ, yeah, man, you gonna, I done seen like a whole bottle. Hey, look in the front of that. I seen a whole bottle of that. That's $3, $4. Go ahead. I'm gonna jump back in. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
You know how like you be like with these rap niggas and they be like lying about a bunch of, yo homie, my whole shit check out. I ain't gotta lie about shit.
Right.
Everything I'm saying, that's the story. That's what happened.
Right.
I be with these niggas in these radio stations sometimes, they be telling them stories. I'm like, homie, I don't remember that part of the shit. I don't remember the Lambo. I don't remember this. I don't remember none of that shit there. I don't remember how you was getting busy in the streets and all that other shit. I remember choking a few niggas out for you. I don't remember you doing shit though, but.
Who are some of the memorable people that you could say supported you throughout your career, whether it be in management and in your new business?
Well, I'm gonna say like my first opportunity. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say my wife. My wife has been, you know, like, you know, from nothing to, you know, the entire journey. She's been there. She's been like my biggest, you know, coach, support, cheerleader, like whatever. I would say my wife and my family, first off. But my homeboy Jeff Sanchez, you know Jeff?
Yeah.
So Jeff Sanchez used to work for Luke. I found Jeff Sanchez's two-way pager in Amnesia at the time and returned it to him. And that's how I got on his radar. Jeff got me my first job at, he's the one that got me hired with Luke. And we just been like really good friends over the year, very supportive of everything I'm doing, vice versa. I will say my transition from music to food, and even through music and even just like, you know, a lot of the unsurety of like, you know, when I was on the fence with the music stuff and all of that, hands down BUN B, like BUN B threw a battery in my back, man. BUN B just sit me down and just like, homie, listen, BUN B was the one that got me to step outside my comfort zone. My man Brian Leach, you know what I mean? Brian Leach gave me like my first job in a basically corporate, like I worked for Luke, and then Brian got me my first job at like TBT Records, and then when he got his label deal situation with Sony, he did the Polo Ground situation, RCA and all of that. Like he brought me in and promoted me to vice president. So, you know, he's somebody that's like been. It's just a lot of people, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm blessed for people that just come across my path, and I you know, and if I forget to mention somebody, you know, blame my mind and not my heart, man. But it's just been a lot of people along my journey that have contributed and supported me, even when I wasn't sure about things that I was trying to do, and they helped paint the picture clear for me. So. My name is Derek Turton, AKA Chef Teach. I'm the owner and the founder of the world famous House of Mac, Miami, Florida. This is my story from my mouth.